If you're anything like me, you've got about 73 unfinished songs on your iPad right now, and one of them could change your life. In fact, this one is one of mine that I've been working on for close to a month now, and every time I come back to it, I'm like, oh, but it's not quite good enough, but it's not quite what I want, but it's not. Guess what? Let's finish it. Yeah, that's right. In this week's Studio Live Today podcast, we're doing a twofer. I'm not only going to give you 13 reasons why you need to finish more songs, I'm going to finish my song in the next hour. Yeah, we're going to get it done. We're going to stop making excuses and start making music. So this is my song called We're Right or We're Okay. I haven't quite got the title yet, but we're going to dive into this. So what I'll do is I'll give you one of the reasons why you need to finish your songs, and then I'm going to do a thing. And if there should be less than 13 things I need to do to finish this song. So by the end of this next hour, we should have a finished song, and we should have 13 little tidbits of information that maybe help motivate you to get your song done too. All right, number one. Momentum beats perfection, right? Yeah, you learn more by finishing one song than by tweaking 10. Done is better than perfect. Okay, Johns, get into this song. Done is better than perfect. All right, let's start by making sure that the start of this song is good, because we need to make sure that it lines up here at the start. So let's play back the very opening of this track. Pretty cool. And you can see there that there's a couple of edits that I did. If you missed how to edit here in GarageBand, I just did a video on it. That's the last video you'll find on the channel. Or just search Pete Johns Fix Timing and you'll find that. But what we want to do is make sure that these all start just before. You don't ever want to start right on the bar there. You want to start just before. So we're going to just drive these across. So they're there, and there. And now when we hit the play button here, we should find it's right in the slot there. And don't stress about this bit at the start here. We can use either Audio Share or Logic Pro to fix that up. So the start of our song is good. We know that everything's going to be working okay here. Let's look at number two. Guess what? Each song that you record teaches you something new, right? It exposes your blind spots, your mixing, your structure, your lyrics, so that your next track improves faster. So the longer I spend just faffing about with this one, the longer it's going to take me to get to the next song. And look, did I learn some things from this song? I did. And there's some timing issues in here. I wasn't right on the grid. Now, it turns out that I've just done some hand percussion down here, and it's okay because I can percuss along to my own slightly out of time. But you know what? A bit of organic, natural flow, not the worst thing in the world. So I've got this. It's literally just me clicking my fingers and tapping the desk. And it just sits underneath now and creates what I think is just enough percussion for this track. Sometimes everybody feels like the bad guys have already won. To the point where it's nearly not there. So that's one thing that I did that taught me a couple of new things, which is that, yeah, you can deal with some bad timing. If you need to fix it, fix the ones that really stand out to you, like I've done here, and then accept the rest. And maybe don't use a on-the-grid beat sequencer or the drummer. Just clap, click, tap, whack. That's what percussion was built around, wasn't it? Absolutely. All righty. Number three, it builds confidence. So you start to see yourself as someone who finishes, and that mindset spreads into every part of your creative life. I read a book a while ago from Seth Godin, and he mentioned the concept of shipping. And he said, if you don't ship it, and it includes art as well. Yes, it's business and it's other things in your life, but if you don't ship it, you're not actually getting anything out there to the world. You're just playing with yourself in the nicest possible way. All right, let's come in here and do some editing here, because I think this lead guitar doesn't need to go through the whole track. So here's our lead guitar. And yes, I do have two guitars for each track. So there's our lead guitar, and there's our lead guitar. And what I did is when I recorded this, I just kept playing throughout. But what I think is I don't need it through, especially this first verse. So I don't think I need that bit there. So we'll let the sustain roll out. And then I reckon here, this is where we can just split it out and be without this guitar. And yeah, so the way I recorded this, if you missed the recording sessions, was that I had a microphone set up as well as direct. So that's why you got two different parts for each different part. So let's just come through here and see where we might want this to come back in, because it might be down here. But I'm here to tell you the truth. Yeah, there it is. The only way through is together. Just put your hand in mine, 'cause we're gonna be okay. And then I think we can leave it through here. But then this next part, everybody knows that their life has its ups and its downs. Actually, I don't mind it there. Everybody knows that they're not the only one in pain. So maybe we do keep it here in the second verse, but I think there's some parts here at the end where I didn't want it. Let's just come to the end. Now I'm here to tell you the truth. The only way through is together. To reach out and help someone else. We're gonna be okay. Maybe we don't need it at the outro. Or maybe we do. Hang on, let's come down here. No, I don't reckon we need it at the outro. So let's bring it back to here and see where we should end this. We're gonna be okay. Okay. Yep, that's it. So yeah, so we've done a little bit of adjustment there on our lead guitar part, and we'll just do the same on the other. Oh, don't do that. Undo. Yeah, it's a trap for young players, is that sometimes you'll grab it and you'll grab both of them instead of just the one of them. So that's cool. This is GarageBand, so let's save out and come back in. We're in version 4 here. Let's duplicate this out and make sure we have a version 5 on this one. What's the next one? Number 4, you need closure. Yeah, open loops can drain creative energy, can't they? Closing one, you know that thing where you get a to-do list and you just, even if you forgot to write the thing down, you write it down, then you tick it off? Yeah, that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about getting stuff done and that feeling that when you finish it, there's nothing quite like it. I know when I do a video and I've got the thumbnail and I've got the recording and then I've got the tags and the description and I put it out there. Yeah. Whereas if it's just hanging over you, it's a different feeling, isn't it? So it does. It gives you the fuel for your next song, and I want fuel for my next song as well. So what else do we need to do here? Let's just look at our balance of our track here now. So let's listen to the first verse and just see if everything's sort of sitting nicely in the mix and if we need anything balanced. So our clicks are starting. In fact, let's name these so that we know what we've got here. So let's rename this. This is our clicks, just our little finger clicks that we've got there. And this is our desk percussion. So we'll just call it desk. Let's just keep listening through. Everybody feels like they don't have a place in the world. Sometimes. Sounds pretty good. Everybody feels like the bad guys have already won. Let's check our compression setting on this. And everybody feels like they don't even know their purpose. A little extra compression, a little less volume just to level out the vocal. And everybody feels like it's just everyone for themselves. But I'm here to tell you the truth. The only way through is together. Just put your hand in mine, 'cause we're gonna be okay. like it. I like it to there. First verse sounding pretty good. And again, is it 100% good? Is it perfect? No. Is it serviceable? Yes. Do we need to finish it? Yes. Number 5, you can't release half a song. So you just heard less than half a song there. I can't release that. I'm going to do the second verse and the final chorus and everything else. So yeah, only finished songs can be shared and streamed and actually impact others. A half idea can't really connect with an audience. It's great to hear, you know, when you hear someone's demo and you hear the start of a song and you're like, this is going to be a good song. But it's not finished, is it? It's not done, which is what we need. We need finished songs as well. All right, let's finish this song by going to the next section here. So let's listen through to verse number 2. I like these backing vocals. Let's just listen to them in isolation, make sure they're nice and balanced. Nice and ethereal, maybe even a little more reverb. Just to really send them. There you go. You can hear they've got some extra clicks there, so they'll add to the clicks. Oh, there was a little glitch there when I went between two. So this is where, you know, the attention to detail can be important here. So you can hear there, I just needed to move this one and move this one a little, just so that there isn't that, so that the gap is in the breath. Let's just go through and make sure that that's the same in. Yeah, look at that. Just these little things. And especially those higher vocals, I do tend to struggle to sing them all at once. Real imperfection there, but you know what? Not great, but okay. All right, we'll look at these claps in a sec. We'll do that after this next one, because number 6, finishing stops the endless tweaking trap. And I'm at this point with this. Like, I'm so tempted right now to do a complete faders down remix. Oh, by the way, I need some more reverb on these tracks, on the clicks and the desk percussion, just to bring it into the same space. We'll even add a little bit of the delay there as well. This is a little trick that I use here in GarageBand just to glue the mix together. So you can. The more time you spend perfecting, the less you trust your instincts, right? The less you have the ability to go, yep, I'm good with this. Bounce it and move on, which we'll be doing at the end of this time. I did give myself an hour. I don't know. Will we even need an hour? I say that, and then we end up spending even longer, or it won't be done. No, it will be done, like Martika. She said, love, thy will be done. I'm going to say, song, thy will be done. That's not good at all. I've been working on this song too long. Let's hear these claps. Are these going to work in here? The only way through is together. So reach out and help someone else. They're not, mostly because my timing is just off a little bit in this whole song. I've had trouble with my timing. So we're just going to split that out. We're going to remove these because I don't think they're needed, because we've got... I'm here to tell you the truth. We've already got the... Together. We're gonna be okay. And bring the clicks back in for the end. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's what we're going to go with. Number 7. Is this doing your head in? For those people that love chunking and sections and order, this might be out of your comfort zone, because we're kind of doing 2 things at once. But we're not. We're not multitasking. We are task switching. So we're trying to engage both parts of our brain, the logical part that likes listening to podcasts and people talking about things, and the creative part that likes watching people create music and listening to music. So where were we at? Number 7. Finished. Finished is not always final. You know, you can always remix, remaster, revisit. Finishing doesn't mean forever, especially in the digital realm. You can do other versions of it. Like, that's the beauty. Like, again, quick promo, releasing with DistroKid even. You put your single out there, right? Guess what? You can do an album version. You can do a remixed version. You can do any sort of version you like, remaster it and send. So you could do a 5-track EP with 5 different versions of the same song. Because why not? Maybe I could do a punk or a metal version of this song. That'd be fun. Why not? Give it a go. So yeah, there's options you have. Finished doesn't mean final. Not always. Anyway. All right. Now we do need to finish and finalize this. So let's come in here and see what else we need to do. So we'll listen to this last section again, shall we? From here. All right. But I'm here to tell you the truth. The only way through is together. Just put your hand in mine, 'cause we're gonna be okay. Everybody knows that their life has its ups and its downs. All right, so what I'm going to do here, there's a big section in there where I'm just sort of breathing and doing my thing. We don't need that, so we're going to just do a little bit of trimming here. So we're going to tap split that down, bring this across. Just the bits where I don't remove every breath or anything. As you can see here, I leave a little space in between. I don't stress out too much, but where it's not there at all, it can not be there, right? We don't need it there at all. We need all these bottom ones, I reckon. Yep, they're all good. So that's our clicks and our desk percussion. That's going to go all the way through. And yeah, I think that's all good. What's next on our list here? Number 8, feedback requires a finished version. And this is interesting because when I finish this is going to be a bit out of order. When I finish this, I'm going to be putting this out on the channel and I'm going to be saying, tune in tomorrow to see how I did this, but give me your feedback now. And it'll be interesting to see what the feedback is and whether you have the same thoughts that I did or new thoughts, different thoughts. You want more percussion, less percussion. We'll see how this goes because even though I want to finish this song and I want to be happy with myself and with the finished product, I do want to get feedback too. So nobody can give real feedback on a work in progress, right? Finishing gives people something to actually react to. So I'm going to give you something to react to. Speaking of finishing, let's go to the end of the track here and workshop this fade out. And this is where we're going to have to start using some automation. I need to know the point where I want this to fade to 0. So let's just listen to this last part again, and then we'll start doing our automation, which I leave till the end here in GarageBand because once you've added automation, you really can't adjust your volumes again then. So this is kind of the final stage of the process. Not great. And I reckon about there, which is good because that's where I've got all my guitars coming to. So I think I'll fade down to here and we will hit the automation here. Now, the way I use automation for fade outs is we turn it on here up in the top left gently, and then we go to the point that we want to fade it to and tap there and then tap there. Tap there in the same spot, and then we kind of want it to come from here and sort of gently fade, I reckon. Oh, that didn't leave my other point. There we go. Well, 2 points. Now let's see. Oh, there we go. 2 points. Let's see if the GarageBand automation bug still exists. So we just drag this down. So this is just going to drop down the volume. Once it hits this part of the track, the volume should gently drop down. If the bug still exists, it will just quickly drop down, which is not what we want. As soon as it gets to there, it'll just go bleh. So let's see. Have you fixed your bug, GarageBand? It appears it has not, because look at that. Bonk. Now, there's an easy fix. It's annoying, I know. It shouldn't be there, but there's an easy fix, and that is to just put a point in between. And as soon as you have a point in between, GarageBand goes, you wanted me to fade that sucker down. You didn't just want it to go from one volume to the other. And I'm like, no, GarageBand, it's a fade out. All right, now watch. There it goes. It actually turns that volume down, and that's exactly what you want. So let's line all these up. Oh, we'll do this on all of our other tracks, all of our other guitar tracks at least, because our vocals we don't need to. So we'll just use our playhead there as a guide for where we need this first one to be. And then we will do our end one. So again, use our playhead as a guide just to slot these in. And of course, automation is much better and much more powerful in other platforms such as Logic Pro and whatnot. But this is what we got in GarageBand. This is what we're going to use. So let's pull these down. We'll then have to add in our extra one in the middle just to get around the bug. And I do have a video about the bug as well. You know it now, so you don't need to go watch the video. But for anyone that's having this same problem, yeah, just you used to be able to just do a 2-point fade. Now you got to do a 3-point. All right, let's listen to this. Let's make sure this is sounding rad at the end here. Okay. Nice, gentle, organic. Beautiful. That is exactly what we wanted. I'm actually impressed with that. All right, let's hit done. By the way, iOS 26, I'm not loving it. When you go to the top there, it just brings up the little menu. I'm not sure if you can even see that because I generally cut off the very top of the thing. But if I come to here, you'll see that I'm hitting the buttons and it's got our menu options. Lovely that we have the little menu bar now. Completely unnecessary here in GarageBand. Everything you can do on the menus, you can do out here. All right, so we've saved out and we're going to go back in here. Number 9. Are you getting confused? You getting whiplash here for the two different things? Number 9, it helps you build a catalog, right? So every finished song adds to your library, your skill set, and the potential for, syncing and licensing, album concepts, collaborations, remixes, you name it. So I kind of like the idea of building a catalog. And there's two ways that people say to go. Some people, when they start creating music, they're like, I want to work on music for 5 years and then boom, I've got an album and I just share my album with the world. And the reason that I think that that's not the greatest idea is that you've got 5 years of time to get feedback. You've got 5 years of time to improve, to identify your blind spots, to work out what works and what doesn't work for you. And I'm not saying that everything will be great or everything will be terrible, but you don't know what you don't know. And if you're not getting feedback from others and you're not sharing your music as you go, you can find yourself, that thing that they say about golf is like, you can practice golf for 100 hours, but if your swing's terrible, you're just perfecting a terrible swing. So if you get some feedback, if you get some coaching early on, then you can work out how you need to swing and then you can work on that. Same with like fitness as well. If you're doing like crunches or if you're doing aerobics or whatnot, you don't want to do it in a way that's going to damage yourself, that's going to hurt you more than it's going to help you. So build your catalog, share as you go. All right, we've got 4 more things to talk about, and we've got probably about 4 more things to do here to finish this song. We're getting close. I must admit, there's less here to do than I thought there was, because it's all sounding pretty good at this point in time. What else do we need to do? Let's just jump into this vocal and make sure that the balance of our vocal and our double vocal here in the chorus is spot on. So let's play these. But I'm here to tell you the truth. All right, we don't need all that breathiness at the start. So I know I said I'm not going to remove every breath, and I'm not, but there's a little gap in there that we can probably just split out and remove and just bring this a little closer to there. So let's just do this now. But I'm here to tell you the truth. The only way through is together. There we go. So just put your hand in mine, 'cause we're gonna be okay. Nice. Okay. So the difference there is that here in the verses, we've just got the single. That their life has its ups and its downs. Ups and its downs. Good old Lispy Johns. But then when we come in here, and again, we'll just move this a little closer. Oh, don't do that. Move this a little closer. And we will also give a little gap there. Again, you don't have to remove everything, but when you've got like a bunch of tracks, the less just you sitting there breathing, maybe tapping the mic, maybe background noising, then the cleaner your track's going to sound. So here's the end of the verse. And everybody knows that. Just make sure we don't cut ourselves off. The end of it all. Yeah, see, we cut it off too quickly there, all right? All right, we don't need that little swallow, but about there.
Love it all.
Yep, that's good. Now we're coming back in here.
And I'm here to tell you the truth.
And you can hear with the double,
The only way through is together.
it just thickens it up. And when we bring it back into the mix, it'll give it a nice thick sound.
I'm here to tell you the truth. The only way through is together.
We may even need a little more volume. We did turn it down when we compressed it, but just a little more. I have a tendency of mixing my vocals too loud, so I'm very conscious. And sometimes I now mix them too quietly.
So reach out and help someone else. 'Cause we're gonna be okay. Okay. Not great, but okay.
Nice. Again, we don't need these parts, so we'll just remove them. And there's our nice fade out at the end. Looking, sounding, being good. Let's save it out. All right, let's jump into number 10. Deadlines create magic. And look, this is going to be an absolute shameless self-promotion for Songtember. Songtember is our Song in a Month challenge that we do around here. Limitations, I call it positive time pressure. Limitations actually help you focus and they help you commit, right? Because pressure can make diamonds. You get a piece of coal and you put it for 1 billion years and it makes diamonds. Don't get me started on finite resources, but you can actually you can do a lot of things if you. What's the old adage? You want something done, give it to a busy person, and I agree with that. I do. We're going to do some fun stuff now because I think I'm ready to export this song. Now, there's one thing I do need to do here. You might have noticed that my meters here have been peaking, and that's because just so that you can hear this better on this particular this recording, this what am I trying to say? This video, this podcast, is that I've actually turned it up quite a lot over here. So when we bring it back down here, and this is actually a good tip for you, if you find yourself that you mix too loudly, just do the FX trick. So the FX trick is you go to FX, and then you go to your little mixer icon here, you go to Visual EQ, and you can actually turn up and turn down the overall volume. Now, the reason I turn it down here now is that when I export this, I want it to be able to have not as loud. So now when I play it back, you'll see it's all down here, right?
Everybody knows that they're not the only one.
So it's a little harder to hear that. So if you want to turn it up so you can mix it so it feels a bit more rock and roll, not this is a rock and roll song, you can use that trick there. But when we go to export it, because GarageBand has this auto-limiting, auto-normalization thing, it will make it too loud if you do that. So now that we've put it back to 0, and in fact, you can sometimes even turn it down. If you're doing like a big rock song, you might want to turn down the volume there before you export it. It is time, though, now to export this. So what we're going to do is tap and hold, and we're going to share this sucker. We're going to share the full song as an uncompressed WAV file. You want to make sure that it is indeed an uncompressed WAV file. We're going to tap on Open In. It's going to export our song. And what I like to do, so this is where I'm going to give a little promo, a little plug for an app called Audio Share. That's what I use to just basically check all my audio. So here's We're OK 5. We're going to tap Audio Share. And there it is. So this is looking pretty good. So you can see there that it's got some variation. It's got some dynamics, which means that when we throw it in and get it mastered in a moment, it's going to be okay. Let's just, we're okay. So there it is.
But I'm here to tell you the truth. The only way through is together.
Now, what we could do here is, if I just wanted to release this, I totally could. I could just send this out to the world. I could just do the trim in here, trim and fade. In fact, I might as well trim and fade it here as opposed to doing it in Logic Pro, which is where we're going next. So let's just do, just to show you how this works, let's do the trim and fade here. We will grab our handles and just find where we want this to come in at the start. Usually just want like about a quarter to a half a second at the start. And let's make sure that we trim out to the end of our lovely fade here. So around about there looks good. So let's just play from the start. Whoop. Back to the start, please. That might be even just a little bit too long. So let's just tap. And by the way, if you're using Audio Share, if you tap and hold, that's where it zooms in like that. So we want it to come to about there, just so that when you hit play, like so, it plays pretty quick. You don't want it to be right on. The reason you don't want it right on the start is that some streaming platforms fade in. They do like a quarter to a half second fade in. You don't want it to go, but if it's there, you got, that's cool. And then at the end, we've got our fade out. Oh, no, okay. So this is the thing. This is why you do these tests, because the fade out, even though you can't really see it fading much more than that, it definitely fades a lot more. So you don't want it to do that really unnatural cutoff. You want it to have that. Maybe even a little more. Okay. Maybe even just like there. Because we really want that nice acoustic guitar tail at the end. Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right. So we're good to go there. So we'll hit the save button here. This will save a trimmed version of this. And this is going to be the final version that we bring into Logic Pro to master. But before we do that, let's talk about number 11. It separates hobbyists from artists. And look, I've got into trouble in the past, not trouble, but I've offended some folks because I've said in the past, noodling is no goodling. No, that's not a word. But I've been slightly critical of folks who like to just noodle. And by noodling, I mean just mess around. Like they like to download apps, they like to download guitar tones and pedals. They have 7 guitars, but they've never finished a song. And I've realized over time that, you know what? If that's you, if that's what you want to do, you do you, boo. By all means. I like to finish songs, and I think that if you are a musician and a songwriter and an artist, you do want to finish your songs. If you love music for the toys, you love music for the apps, you love music for the gear, and you just have fun and it's your hobby, then that's great. It's like painting. Like if you paint for pleasure, you can do that. If you're making craft for pleasure, you don't have to sell your paintings or show your craft at craft fairs for it to be a legitimate hobby. But I just think that if you want to be an artist, and you can be, and you've had that, rock star dreams like the rest of us, finishing can actually show even if it's imperfect, and in fact, many songs. Name one song that's perfect. There aren't any. It doesn't exist. It is a myth. It is a myth. All right. So let's now grab this song and bring it into Logic Pro, because I'm going to use, because this is not going to require a lot of mastering, I'm going to use Logic Pro's mastering assistant for this one. So how do we do that? Well, we load up Logic Pro. Let's fire up our friend Logic Pro. We're going to create a new project just in this same folder. So we'll create a blank project, tap on tracks, and jump in here. Logic Pro, by the way, is a paid app. It costs you about $5 a month or about $50 a year, US dollars, just more here in Australia. And it gives you access to this platform. I know not everyone loves loves paid apps. And hey, if you wanted to just do all this, I've got heaps of videos here showing how to master in GarageBand. It's totally feasible. It's totally doable. I just like Logic Pro because it kind of does it for me. And I'm feeling a bit lazy, rushed because it's last minute with this one. So we're going to get it done. Now, the way we need to do this now with the new version of iOS 26 is we need to bring Logic Pro down like this into a little window. We can now open up our Files app, and here we are already in the Audio Share folder here in our Files app, and all we need to do is drag it across into our track. So what I do is I just tap and drag, drop it there, and it creates a new track there. Now, you could just drop it into this first track just to make sure it's completely blank. I always drop it into the second one and then just delete this first one. Now we can full screen Logic Pro, and here is our track. Now, of course, we're going to turn the metronome off because we don't want the metronome. We're going to go to the end of the track because Logic Pro always gives you too much endy, and we'll bring this end of the project back to right where we actually want it to finish, which is going to be right here. There you go. So now it should, absolutely stop at the end there. Exactly where we wanted it with our fade out, which is grouse. Okay, so now, there we have it. And the cool thing here is that now we can use the mixer. Now, we're not going to use the mixer here for much. We'll just embiggen it here. We're not going to use it for much, but it's great because you've actually got a master fader here. So when we play this back now, let's leave that up here so we can bring it into a louder part down here.
But I'm here to tell you the truth. The only way through is together.
So you can see there that we don't have a heap of headroom. So what I'm actually going to do is here on our stereo out, I'm just going to turn that down, and then you'll see.
Just put your hand in mine.
It'll give us just a little bit more room there to continue with this track. So we've turned down the stereo out. Just give the mastering the ability to have that space to do its thing. Now, we're going to tap on this one, which is our mastering wizardry. So if we tap this, we've turned it on. It's the, it was doing its analyzing and then we went away from it. Did it finish? Let's tap mastering assistant. Oh, it must have done it. Let's just reanalyze just in case it didn't quite do it properly. Reanalyze. It's going to analyze our track. Analyzing. And what it does is it's going to work out some sort of mastering chain with some EQ. So what it's telling me here is that I didn't have like enough low end here. I've got way too much mids, and so it's actually turned a lot of stuff down here. It's saying there's too much build up right throughout the middle of the track, and it's actually just put some tops and tails in terms of the auto EQ. Now you can change this. You can turn the percentage of auto EQ up or down to your desire. I'm going to leave it on there at the moment, and you can adjust the loudness over here. In fact, let's embiggen this so that we can see everything here. You've also got stereo spread, so you can actually add some more width. We'll maybe play around with that a little bit as we go. And you can customize your EQ as well. So you can actually come in here and you can make some changes to the EQ. If you don't agree with the EQ settings that have been automatically put in there. And yeah, there's your auto EQ amount that you can adjust on the side there. There's 4 different modes here as well. There's clean, valve, punch, and transparent. We'll probably use clean or transparent. It's not a rock song. It doesn't really need too much. Let's bring this down. Let's take a listen from the very start with this. And by the way, you can turn mastering off and on by just tapping on that one. And we'll do that as we go along. So here it is unmastered, and then we'll turn the mastering on. There it is. Let's turn on mastering. Definitely a nice, clean sound.
Everybody feels like they don't have a place in the world.
Yeah, not bad. You can also compensate for loudness down the bottom here. So if we turn that on, it'll mean that it kind of turns the volume down. Because sometimes when you put mastering on, it just makes it louder, and louder makes it sound better. So let's play back.
Sometimes
I'll just turn it down a bit, yeah?
everybody feels like the bad guys have already.
So that's the transparent one. If we go to the clean one, this will just use a slightly different kind of presets in the mastering chain.
Won.
And we can flip between them.
And everybody feels like they don't even know their purpose.
Yeah, I kind of like the clean one. It's cleaner.
And everybody feels like it's just everyone for themselves. But I'm here to tell you the truth. The only way through is...
That's sounding pretty good. So let's just play with this stereo width, because we've got another option here where we can make it a little wider. So let's just play with that.
together. So just put your hand in mine, 'cause we're gonna be okay.
And you can even bring it right back down to mono. I think the original sound is fine.
Everybody knows that their life has its ups and its downs.
And you've got a LUFS indicator here. So if you know your LUFS meter and level that you want to, and you can even do a little test here. So you can actually get it to...
Everybody knows that they're not the only one.
So yeah, you can get an idea there. If you're into your mastering, you'll know what all that means. I've got other videos all about mastering and all about the mastering assistant here on the channel. Let's just go with this for now. So the settings that it's given us here, and export this. And then I'm going to show you something else. But before we do that, number 12, you might rediscover the spark. Yeah. So sometimes the act of finishing reignites your love for the song or reveals a hidden strength. And for me, you know what this song has done? It's made me realize that I like trying different things, but I'm a folky acoustic artist at heart. And this is kind of where my passion lies. And as much as I thought I wanted to be, rock and roll, metal, let's get some distorted guitars, an acoustic guitar, some nice oohs and ahs and backing vocals. I think it's my bag, baby. What can I say? So let's first name this project. So we'll just call this one. Now let's settle on the name. So I'm going to call it We're Right, because this is sort of the anti of You're Wrong, which was my last song. So we're going to call this one We're Right. Just because. Now let's export it. Uncompress. We want the entire project length here. And under processing details, we need to make sure that include mastering assistant is on. It's sometimes off by default. So if you're wondering why you're using your mastering assistant and it's not mastering, that could be why. So let's hit the export button here. It's going to do its thing. It's going to render down this track, including those mastering plugins that the mastering assistant is using, and give us the option here. Let's send it back to Audio Share. And in fact, there it is. So yeah, look, I think we can actually turn this up because it was recorded quite low, you can see it's quite low there. So I did suspect this, and look, we don't want to lose all those lovely dynamics, but we also need it to be sort of at a competitive level. So what I might actually do is, I think I didn't need to with this track turn this down. So we're going to turn this back up to 0 there, and we're going to go into our mastering assistant here and just add a little loudness. Not too much, but we'll put maybe plus 3 on the loudness here, around about that mark, and play it back in here. Got a bit more punch, doesn't it? All right, let's re-export and check out what this is going to look like. And you know what? You're right. You're right. Don't mix or master with your eyes. Oh, we've got a crash. You know what? The songs aren't perfect, neither is the software. Let's go back to our auto-saved version, please. And we'll just double check that it actually did auto-save in those changes that we put in. It did not, so we'll redo that. So we'll make sure that the changes we put in, which was, so it did that one, it just didn't do our loudness adjustment. So let's put our loudness up a little. Is that where we were before? Oh, that's a hard number to see. Can we get a bigger version? Can we embiggen that? No. Oh, there we go. All right. That's better. Plus 0.3 is where we wanted it, wasn't it? No, we were less than that before, weren't we? Right about there. Like this. About there. Let's try this again. Are you going to work this time? Logic. Is it going to be logical or is it going to be logic free? You tell me. You exporting? Anytime you're ready. Oh, there it goes. Okay, exporting. We'll throw it over here into Audio Share, and there we go. So it's still not even really. Oh, yes, it is. Hang on. Let me just compare this to some other tracks here. Yeah, so it is sort of getting up there. Am I breathing right at the start there? A little bit. Do I care that much? Not that much. Now, here's the trick. Before we get to number 13 and we close out here, this is something else I wanted to show you here. If we load up Safari, we fire up the old Safari browser. Let's see. I was here last time. Yes, I was already there at loudness penalty. So we're going to go to loudnesspenalty.com. The reason I like this website is that we can now come in here. We can select the file that we just recorded. So here it is in Audio Share, and it's this one here. We're right, number 1, the second one we did. This is going to process the audio. And look at this. It's going to tell us what will happen to this. So I think we've got this pretty close. It's going to turn it down -1 across the board, and -1.5, -2. Apple will always turn you down more. If this is right on 0, obviously that's kind of ish what you're aiming for. If this is turning you down like 5, 10 dB, that's no bueno. You means that you've got it way too loud. If it's turning you up, or if it's 0, then you've probably got it too quiet. In fact, let's just send it the previous one. So if we come in here, choose a file, and we do the original one that we exported out of GarageBand, let's see what it reckons of this one. Yeah, look at that. In fact, it's going to be turned up by Pandora and Apple. Everyone else is saying nothing because they're like, well, we don't turn things up. So yeah, it means that first version, and again, if you're a visual person and you want an idea of what that means, here's that first version, and this, they were saying, no, we're not going to turn that up at all. This one, our master version, which I think is right in the zone that we want it, I think that this is great. It's right in the wheelhouse. I think it sounds great. Does it sound perfect? No, it does not sound perfect, but it sounds great. So what did we do here? We had our song here in GarageBand for iPad. We did some tops and tails. We did some automation. We did some tweaks to compression and reverb and delay settings here, but we didn't do a lot. We just cleaned it up, and I think it's sounding pretty rad. Again, not perfect, but we've taken it from nearly done to done. Or have we? Because we're not quite done. We've got 1 day left. Like I said, I'm going to share this track out today, and then I'm going to invite you to come to this video the next day. I know it's very confusing, but you'll get there. And if you've got feedback on this one, you can leave it in the previous video or even in this video, because basically as soon as we're done here, if you're watching the premiere of this, then we're done. We're moving on. We're going to be releasing and finishing this song. So let me know what you think. And before we go, number 13, before we finish off. Yeah, you thought we were done, but no, we're not done. Number 13 is You'll Feel Amazing. There's no better dopamine hit than bouncing your final mix, listening like a fan. That feeling is fuel. And I can tell you that now that I've got this mastered version, every time I hit play on it, it makes me feel good.
The only way through is together. So just put your hand in mine.
Right? And you can see by the smile on my face that I do feel pretty darn cool. All right. Let's finish with like a little bonus section here. Bonus number 14. The 90% myth. This is where unfinished songs are actually 90% there. The last 10% is not always musical. It's often emotional, isn't it? It's often ourselves. So the mix paralysis or lyric perfection, or you're like, oh, that one bit. So for me, I'm like, oh, I can hear my breath in the very start there. Like, guess what? People breathe. So that's it. Perfection. Perfection is the enemy of done. And this one, we can now put a fork in because it is done. And look at that. It came in well under the hour. So when you get onto things, things are actually done. So how about you? Why don't you go pick one of your songs that is 90% done or not quite there or unfinished, or you don't think it's quite ready for showtime, and just get it done. Just finish it. Just put it out there. It will make you feel better. One less thing, one less my song 34, my song 76 hanging over your head can be a good thing, can't it? All right, that is going to do it for this one. Again, if you'd like to listen to the whole song, you can hear that one. It is linked in the description, and it's the previous video here on the channel, so you can go and check that one out. There it is. There's our final master on this one. If you haven't already hit the like button, I would like you to do that. In fact, I'd love you to do that. And thank you to all of my Patreon members. Thank you to all the members of the channel. Thanks to all those who support me through PayPal and through donations here on the premieres, the live streams, and the the videos. You can like the video. You can hype the video. That's a new thing. I don't know what it does, but it looks kind of cool. And make sure you join me for all the live shows that we have here over the weekends on Studio Live today, folks. Until next time, please be kind to yourselves. Be kind to others. Keep creating and finishing your music. And I'll see you next time.